There it goes. What the hell? Unbelievable. Did it work? It can't have worked. No way. I don't believe it. It did. Holy shit, it actually worked. How? How did that work? It actually worked. I don't believe it. Okay. Wow. Yeah, my camera's doing some weird flip-flops, that's for sure. Let's see. Okay, that's working. Right. Well, good evening, everyone. See if I can get anything on this chat. No, it doesn't do that. Okay. Let's see. All right. See if I can get anything. All right. Edit. Give me just a second, chat. It's been a while since I've been online, so having to redo stuff is always fun. It's certainly good to be back somehow. Yeah. All right. Alrighty. Hope everyone had a great Christmas. Man, it's been a weird year. Oops, no. There we go. It's a freaking crazy year, as a matter of fact. Right. So. All right. I have no idea what's going on with my restream or anything. Connected. Okay. Huh. Dashboard. That's what I'm looking for. So. It's not what I'm looking for. Where's Rumble? Rumble. There's a change, I seem to remember. Not seeing it. So, okay, channels. Sorry, folks, I'm trying to figure out something here. I'm having some issues. Not sure what I'm hoping to see, but yeah. It's frustrating. And yeah, I am alive, so don't worry. I'm not dead. Well, kick. Not interested, sorry. Okay. Is there not a bot for Rumble? Interesting. That may have been what I saw. It's not what I'm looking for. Okay. Sorry, I'm trying to figure out some things, folks. I'm trying to figure out why I'm not seeing a bot that I can use. Okay. So I must be reading something wrong. That might have been what I saw. Oh, it's not available right now. Boo! It'll update sooner or later, though. It's fine. Yeah, they'll probably change it soon enough. Anyways, how did everyone's Christmas go? Hopefully well. I'm hoping. Things are never easy this time of year. Never. Let me see. I wonder if we're going to have a patch. First of the year. I highly doubt it, but we'll see. I at least got it set up just in case for later. All right. Now, what am I going to do? I can't even remember. There was a couple of things I was going to talk about. I just can't remember what. So bored. Okay. Let's see. Switch. Right. Surprised Steve hadn't come back in a while. It's kind of weird. Yeah, it is, but you know, it is what it is. All right. Hold on, folks. Oh. All right. Radio. I finally managed to. Ooh. It's terrible. Okay. Well, There's a couple of things I didn't cover last week, and I'm sure everybody wants me to, and that's perfectly all right. So I apologize that I am effectively very late to the party. Indeed. Let's see. That was published last week. The roadmap 2 weeks ago pretty much confirmed what we knew. Letter from the chairman. Okay, so where did I stop reading stuff? It's been a while. Cool. Okay. So, we're going to... Okay, what the hell? Window capture. There we go. Alright, we're gonna... Welcome, chat. It's been quite some time since I've been online. Sorry I'm late getting started. But I'm back again, and we're going to do some stuff tonight. So I'm working on getting my computer in a capacity to be able to run Star Citizen. I'm not really certain why it's acting so funny. It just is. So you're going to have to bear with me for odd reasons. I don't know. Yeah. It's just, yeah. I'm having issues downloading it, so where to start? I think this goes up to today or tomorrow. No, this goes up to the 30th. Letter from chairman. Did we not have a This Week in Star Citizen at all? No, we did not. I don't think we did. Hold on. Did they say anything about This Week at Star Citizen? I don't think so. Hold on. They should have. Okay, see, 7 days. Would have been the 23rd. Yeah, they were out of office. There was no This Week in Star Citizen this week. Yeah. So that's fine. This was released. The Anvil Paladin QA. When was this released? I don't remember. Let's see. It's a pretty short one. So what is the loaner for the Paladin? What's being developed? It's the Redeemer, which is okay. Regarding the VTOL, Paladin seems to have rotating thrusters at the back of the ship. How does it handle an atmosphere compared to the Valkyrie? It will be less agile in Atmo than the Valk. Is there an engineering room? The room at the rear of the upper deck is engineering, where the main engineering screen and majority of components are. However, some components such as radar, life support, and gravity generator are located in other areas of the ship. So escape pods. Yes, the beds double as ejection pods. Oh, how does it compare to the Redeemer? While both are gunships, they offer different roles and playstyle. The recent changes to the Redeemer turret weapon and shield sizes are offset by a significant boost in maneuverability. This allows the Paladin to occupy the tankier gunship role. Both ships have strengths and weaknesses. The Paladin trading agility for raw firepower and speed for armor, allowing players to choose a ship to suit their playstyle. The handling of the Paladin will be like the Redeemer was before the recent changes, which is more befitting a ship of its size and shape versus the more compact Redeemer. And unlike the Redeemer, the Paladin has no modular room, which is still planned for the Redeemer's lower floor. It's currently in its white box. Good. Six shield generators versus a single S2. Yeah. Is there any storage in the Paladin? There's no dedicated cargo. Valkyrie and Legionnaire, how well armored. It's a better comparison. How fast are the size 5? But it won't move quicker than the Scorpius' rail turret. You can expect it to take longer than that due to the distance it's required to travel. It's not an optimal. That's going to be dangerous. 8 is the main entrance to the room. Single entrance exit ramp. Cool. We're going to read several things. Okay. The letter from the chairman is right here. Now, I didn't read this last week. I wasn't here. This was posted before Christmas, so yeah. Letter from the chairman. Long ago, lost in the mists of time before COVID, at SitCon 2949, we showcased the first in-game prototype of traveling from the Stanton system to Pyro via jump point. After a much longer than anticipated development process, what was teased in 2019 became a reality for all players when we launched Alpha 4.0 to the live servers as part of what we're calling the 4.0 preview. For the first time in our history, we will run 2 live releases in parallel, each with their own progress and persistence. That means you'll have unique opportunity to choose which version you want to dive into, at least for a little while. At this stage, we want both and need the high traffic of a live release to thoroughly test server meshing and the newly refactored system that rely on it as they go through their final paces. We acknowledge that we did not have time to get all the mission types working before our holiday break, which is why they have decided to temporarily support 2 parallel live tracks. 3.23 will remain available, so you can play all that. Meanwhile, the 4.0 will also be accessible from your launcher as a second live build. If you're not interested in previewing 4.0, you can simply select 3.324.3 from the drop-down and continue enjoying the current build. This may feel like our usual PTU process, but there's one key difference. By running both builds on the live environment, we can take steps to ensure that your progress on 4.0 will carry over. Our goal is for anything you do and earn in 4.0 preview to persist without any further wipes unless something major happens. though we do not anticipate that. Fingers crossed. That said, it's important to note the progress in 324.3 will remain tied to that version and will not transfer to the 4.0. This allows us to maintain a clean slate for the new systems coming online in 4.0 preview, ensuring a consistent and stable environment as we look to depreciate 324.3 in the new year. Just a second. Catching my breath. Yeah. Is there anyone even around? That's crazy. There ain't nobody even around. Oh, there is somebody around. Okay. Where am I? Okay, as you navigate through Stanton and Pyro, you're now navigating seamlessly through a mesh of servers that encompasses the whole game. Each planet, landing zone, or major station is covered by different game servers. Thanks to this technology, server boundaries are effectively invisible even at our high levels of fidelity. I'll believe it when I kind of see it, but okay. Yeah. I know, it's kind of funny. Ensuring smooth, uninterrupted gameplay. That means that server performance, playability, and overall health are now local to each of the nodes in the server mesh. Even dreaded server crashes are now localized to these regions, with players in other areas of space or on planets unaffected. That is kind of a big deal. It also means improved performance as each server is simulating fewer entities, resulting in more responsiveness and letting the game we are striving to create finally shine through its content. 4.0 is not just the last patch with server meshing. It also includes a lot of new content. With the addition of Pyro, we have further pushed our reputation system to include 2 competing mission chains that will allow you to align with either headhunters or Citizens for Prosperity. This means areas that were previously neutral will become hostile or friendly depending on your choice. This decision will become even more important next year as we start to put a greater focus on storytelling inside the verse. I wish they'd just pump out content. We have also introduced contested zones within the major stations at Pyro, each heavily manned by gang factions, Fire Rats, Horizon, or Xenothreat. These large, sprawling locations offer high-quality rewards in the depths of their vaults, but you will need to contend with the current occupants and either help or battle your fellow players. They are also home to the mysterious Pyro amalgamated component boards, which some say can lead to even greater rewards. This type of content is an important milestone as we introduce different ways for players to progress in the game, with reputation physical rewards being something we push and aim to further in further patches. Excuse me. 2025, a focus on playability. As we jump into the new year, which, as of my voice recording, is next week, will be the 2nd from today. Hard to believe, yeah. Next week will be January 2nd. Absolutely crazy. Yeah. Anyways. Our primary focus across it is clear: improving playability. Our drive for playability surrounds 3 critical areas: performance, stability, and content. We understand that the live environment must be more reliable and consistent, and we are determined to deliver on this. The sentiment many of you have shared, and one we wholeheartedly agree, is that if the current game as it stands ran smoother, with fewer obstacles and bugs, it would provide an unparalleled experience. I will admit that. I've said that many a time. I will admit that. If it had a slightly better bug reduction, yeah, we'd be good. But well, over the years, we've experimented with different approaches to improve QoL and tackle tech debt. However, the ongoing challenge has been balancing these effects alongside the introduction of new features in tech. Too often, testing new features within the same pipeline as content has led to unintended ripple effects, creating instability, hindering performance, and impacting overall gameplay. In some cases, new features that are not fully mature have delayed the release of content or caused blockers that impact our progress. This has prompted us to reevaluate our approach to content and feature rollout, focusing on steps we can take to bring the game to a better state while maintaining steady delivery. I can totally understand that. Yep. To achieve our goals, we're making a fundamental change, decoupling feature development from content creation and general fixes. This means new features will no longer hold up content delivery or risk destabilizing the live environment. This approach will leverage the tech preview channel, which was reserved for major new pieces of tech like rep layer and server meshing, but will now extend to gameplay feature testing too. When a new feature is deemed complex or risky enough to require focused testing, we'll introduce a separate experimental PTU ePTU channel dedicated to that feature. Testing in this isolated channel will allow us to refine and stabilize the feature without impacting content and broader development work. Only once the feature is truly greenlit will it integrate into our standard Evo PTU live build pipeline. Yeah, they've needed to do this for a while, folks. They've needed to do this for quite a while. Who's that? Hello. Greetings! Allo 35. How we doing tonight? Yeah, kind of disappointed with what stuff's been going on with Star Citizen at the moment. Yeah, I'm not interested, dude. Yeah. What the hell? Are they on Twitch too? I don't know, dude. Alright. Where was I? This means we will have more stability and predictability in our ongoing game releases, as the main development stream will not be disrupted by untested features still being worked on. Instead, the team can focus on improving stability, performance, and quality of life. Alongside this playability initiative, we're also trying to gather our content releases that way so that they feel more connected to the world. This means each new content drop will be more focused and drive an overall narrative forward, similar to our Operation Overdrive and Save Stanton events. This content will then unlock new and powerful rewards, including ships, armors, and weapons that you can play to earn. We are taking this approach to deliver more things to do more often than we have in the past, where we've frequently been held hostage by tech or feature work that has taken longer than anticipated. Our objective is to make Star Citizen more stable, more performing, and more fun this coming year. Yeah, I'm not giving you I'm not doing that. It's usually a lot. Okay. My whole career, I've created the games I wanted to play as a gamer because I could not see a game in my mind's eye that didn't exist. I felt if it did, it would be amazing, and I could see the steps needed to make it a reality. But I rarely met Oh, wait. I've been fortunate that the games that I want to play, a lot of other people also want to play too. But I've rarely met a publishing executive that has the ability to see the possibilities in this kind of vision. They can only see an unknown quantity, a sequel, a bet on an existing IP. This is why I chose to crowdfund for Star Citizen rather than pursuing a developmental deal with a big publisher. It is why I feel incredibly lucky and privileged to be able to develop Squadron 42 and Star Citizen with all your continued support year after year, as it allows me and every other developer at CIG to focus on just making the games we and you all want to play. There are two games that would never have been greenlit by all the big developers. They are both too ambitious and in a genre that was until recently viewed as niche. They require patience and investment that I doubt any publisher would have the stomach for. Yeah, I'm gonna admit that, because even Elite Dangerous, which is technically considered the godfather of space sims or whatnot. Yeah, this discussion with a bunch of people. It's very similar to that. In this day and age, Frontier Development would not publish Elite Dangerous, more than likely. Okay. Yeah, here we are. Thanks to all of you. The team and I are determined to repay faith, patience, and support by delivering two games unlike any other. We've already made great strides. With today's release, server meshing is no longer a question mark, but a reality. And seeing the results of a more densely populated universe, as well as better performance and stability, we are closer than ever to realizing a dream that many said was impossible. With a clear destination for both Squadron 42's release, the 1.0 roadmap, a focused team, and most importantly, the enthusiasm and support from the community, best community in gaming, we will deliver. This confidence comes from the unwavering dedication of the EVO testers, the hundreds of thousands of you who help test releases of the scale in the PTU, and the immense amount of constructive feedback shared across Spectrum, Discord, YouTube, Facebook, X, and Reddit. Your involvement shapes Star Citizen in countless ways, making this journey a truly collaborative effort. The impact of this community is felt far beyond the game too. In 2024 alone, we had an incredible 203 Bar Citizen meetups, bringing players together and celebrating their passions for a shared universe. This year also shattered in-person attendance records. Community-organized events such as BCon and Shenhu's Bar Citizen each drew over 2,000 attendees, while SitCon 2954 in Manchester welcomed more than 5,000 from around the world. This is a community that only gets stronger. The journey hasn't been without its challenges, but nothing great ever comes easy, and there's no one I'd rather have by our sides than you. Thank you all for support in 2024. Wishing you happy holidays and looking forward to the great things we will do together in 2025. Signed, Chris Roberts, founder and CEO of Cloud Imperium Games. Well, and he's basically admitting this year definitely had its ups and downs. My take on this, while he's not taking full responsibility, he is openly admitting, yes, there were some boo-boos. So, Yeah. Yeah. It's like that. Yep. Jesus. It's just funny to me. All right. Let's see. Okay. Hold on just a sec, chat. So yeah, definitely interesting year. It's had its ups and downs. Yeah. Was it a perfect year for Star System before I move on? No. It was far from perfect. There were many things that went terribly wrong. But at the same time, yeah. Yeah, it's all about adaptation. And game development this year's kind of been in a low state all year. So, where am I? Uh-oh. What? Uh-oh. Where'd it go? Oops. Hey. Where'd it go? Oh, there you are. Okay. I lost it. Well, that was kind of odd. Sorry, dude, I'm not interested. Buddy. Okay. Well, that was the letter from the chairman. And now for the Mirai Guardian bit. There are two versions of the Mirai Guardian. This is the newest snub fighter, fighter from Mirai, or Moose, the sub. Yeah, it's a heavyweight. It's a heavy fighter. It's a heavyweight contender. After dominating the snub market with a laser-focused fury, Mirai goes faster and further and harder, jumping into the heavyweight space combat game with the Guardian, packing devastating size 5 and quad size 4 missile racks. The Guardian takes Mirai's performance-obsessed approach to ship design and supersedes it, resulting in a precision brawler capable of taking on threats of all sizes and severities. It's a good-looking ship, I'll admit. So it's a heavy hitter. It's a fighter through and through, armed with 2 massive size 5 cannons and 4 quad missile racks. It excels in nearly any combat situation, even when taking on threats bigger than itself. Yeah, it's pretty armed. Next level tactics. Be prepared for any mission. The QI model adds a quantum dampener to prevent faster ships from escaping, evening the odds against flightier foes. Guardian internal details. So, cockpit, habitation, ship components, personal storage, suit locker here, and personal storage. It's a good looking ship. Desert Dusk, Red Skies paint. So, factory standard. Desert Dusk, Red Skies, and Sovereign. Like that color, yeah. So it's 25 meters long, this ship. 16.5 meters wide, 9 meters high. It's a one cruise ship. As I said, it's got 4 quad missile size 5. It's got 1 size 2 shield. So it's under shielded, but it's probably faster than some other ships. Except for the differences. They have the same armament. The QI's just got nastier teeth to it. Okay. Very interesting. It's expensive too. I'd almost have one of these over the Ion myself. Alpha 4.0, Destination Pyro. A lawless frontier awaits. It is now available on the live servers as part of what we're calling the preview. Okay, I've already read that. Pyro awaits. Lawless Frontiers. Hang on. What's this? Okay. Star Citizen's second star system is now open with 6 vast planets, 6 moons, and a wealth of space stations, asteroid bases, and other POIs. Players have a huge adventure ahead. Explore the system, take on its inhabitants, and make the most of a system without UE interference. Server meshing. Wow, we're going to jump straight to 500 people. For years, I've been playing at 100 players. 500 is a big difference. Alpha 4.0 introduces cutting-edge server meshing tech, alongside enabling, at the moment it's planned, 500 players to share this universe. Server meshing delivers improved persistence, better performance in busy locations, and near limitless freedom to add future content and locations later on down the road, making the jump. With the introduction of Pyro and further star systems in development, which we know of several, Castra, Terra, and Nyx, citizens need a way to travel across the galaxy. Jump points are natural tunnels between systems, but the journey is far more involved than coasting to the other side. Prepare yourself in your ship. It's going to be a wild ride. Factions of Pyro. Pyro has long been abandoned by the mining corporations that gutted any worth from its planets, but the industrial platforms remain. Now in the hands of the competing factions, from the righteous citizens of prosperity to the terrorist Xenothreat gang. Each station has its own rules to live by and challenges to take on. Test your mettle. The gangs that control Pyro's stations typically keep violence under control, but in the fringes of the station, it's weapons free and anything goes. Explore the depths of these contested zones. Fight for unique loot and maybe even discover more about those executive hangars. Hidden dangers. Another relic of Pyrotechnic Amalgamated. The companies left behind asteroid bases await brave explorers. Find a way in and go deeper to explore secrets, loot, and more. Some citizens claim to have found abandoned executive hangars built into these certain asteroid bases, but none have ever made it past the front door. Okay. Deadly solo fighter. Yeah. One thing it didn't mention here is that the Carrick's blast shields work now. They work, which is awesome. Mirai Guardian and Guardian QI thing. What kind of operations or activities would be a good use case of the Guardian? The Guardian's bank of size 2 missiles make it a great fighter screen for larger ships, especially in numbers, while the QI variant's quantum dampener means it's an ideal for policing and security operations. As the Guardian is poised as a long-range fighter, how does its flight range compare to that of the Aegis Vanguard, Warden, and the RSI Scorpius? The Mirai Guardian stands out with its powerful thrusters, offset with the highest hydrogen consumption among the three. However, its size 2 quantum drive gives it excellent efficiency in long-range travel. Surpassing the Scorpius, wow, which has a limited range due to its size 1 quantum. Contrast, the Vanguard series balances both hydrogen and fuel, outperforming the Guardian in this field, even though it doesn't present the same high flight performance profile as the Mirai ship. The Guardian seems slightly smaller in comparison to the RSI Scorpius and Anvil. Lightning, what can you tell us about its maneuverability and speed compared to these? Amongst the heavy fighters class, the Guardian stands as the most agile, offering excellent angular velocity and acceleration. Additionally, the ship presents a more spherical, linear acceleration profile, enabling high G capabilities both along the vertical and lateral axis. In terms of speed, the Mirai Guardian is one of the fastest in its class, but still falls short of some of the other fighters, heavies like the Scorpius. How does the Guardian's armor compare? Are there any special defensive capabilities this ship has over others? The Guardian is on par with averages of its class, offering durability that meet the expectations of heavy fighters. This resilience allows the ship to engage effectively in close quarters combats without compromising its performance. What are the advantages of using this heavy fighter over a gunship? Heavy fighters are typically crewed by 1 or 2 players, whereas gunships require a much larger crew. Alongside this, a heavy fighter usually has the majority of its firepower in its forward direction with a secondary turret, whereas gunships tend to have a more 360-degree coverage of fire. Typically, ships equipped with guns up to size 4 have been viewed as natural adversaries of dogfighters and heavy fighters, as the Guardian's size 5 weapon may seem slight to overcome these matchups, but is its intended prey in terms of combat. Can the Guardian be considered an anti-capital or anti-multi-crew ship? With size 5 guns, the Guardian is designed to take on larger threats, such as multi-crew ships or heavily armored smaller craft. Its maneuverability helps it in combat against smaller fighters, and if its gun hits a more agile ship, it provides a huge amount of damage. Can the guns be swapped out or customized? Yes! Oh my god, I'm getting some neutron repeaters on mine. If we get size 5 neutrons, guys, yes. Yeah. It's a firing arc. They're weapon gimbaled with a firing arc of minus 15 and plus 15 in both yaw and pitch. That's actually pretty good. What ships will the Guardian fit in? They're pretty large. It's 25 meters in length, 17 meters wide, and 8 meters tall in landing mode. So a ship will need a 25 by 17 meter cargo area with an entrance larger than 17 by 8 to squeeze a Guardian inside. Oh, thank God. The Guardian has 2 elevators, one leading straight into the cockpit and one to the rear. If I lose my power generator, how can I exit the ship? When the power goes out, the elevator and pilot seat will work under battery power, so you won't get stuck. Good, redundant backup. Does the Guardian have an escape pod? Yes, the bed in the habs doubles as a very comfortable escape pod. Sounds like a joke. Parts of the chassis throughout the ship's exterior are covered by what look like armor plates. Do they serve any defensive capabilities? The armor plates you point out are purely aesthetic. However, the wings provide an extra layer that enemies need to shoot through before they can hit the ship's hull. The wings provide extra protection for the ship and need to be blown up before the enemies can target the hull. Okay. The wings also house the thrusters, so the wing's length provides extra leverage for maneuvering. The visibility of the cockpit seems slightly more obscured compared to other fighters. Other heavy fighters have no visibility at all underneath the cockpit, whereas the Guardian gives the pilot excellent visibility down as well as up. It's true the wings obscure somewhat diagonally, but in fact that the pilot can see in front and behind them makes up for it. Okay. In terms of flight, does the Guardian perform better in certain environments? Does its wing design prevent any advantages or disadvantages in atmospheric flight? Where does it say? Okay. Hold on, Chad. Okay. It's just as competitive in atmosphere as in space. Its gimbal main thrusters effectively counteract gravity, significantly enhancing the ship's ability to rapidly change its velocity vector. The wings, while peculiarly shaped with the well-known Mirai style, do not impose any notable disadvantages in atmospheric conditions, allowing the ship to maintain peak performance. Well, we see there are MAV thrusters placed toward the edge of the wings. They seem to be quite a ways from the center of the gravity. Yes, they're provided that far to provide extra leverage for pitch and yaw. Okay. Well, that makes sense. Definitely. Definitely. Very good. About the Guardian QI. Wow, this is a long one. Okay, it's absurd. Will the QI have any disadvantages over the base Guardian, or advantages such as weapon or shield loadout? No, it's identical aside from the additional of quantum dampener and upgraded power plants. However, it does incur a small weight and cost penalty, and the quantum dampener is power intensive, requiring the pilot to balance its use with other weapons. Flight dynamics are also slightly affected. When the dampener is active, excuse me, the ship's signature is increased due to the increased power consumption. Oh, and it says the power dampener is power hungry, but also, however, the QI comes with better quality power plants to compensate. So it's kind of a maybe. Some use cases for the Guardian QI. The QI excels at engaging larger targets and prevent them from fleeing, such as multi-crew ships, given its combination of 5 S5 weapons and quantum dampener. What advantages and disadvantages does it have over, for example, the Antares and Aegis Vanguard Sentinel? The Antares requires a co-pilot to use the quantum dampener, whereas the QI, the pilot controls everything, including the dampener. Okay. The Sentinel is an EMP and is designed to work with other ships, since it trades off its offensive power for its electronic warfare abilities. It is tough to compare the Guardian to the Sentinel, but I would say the Guardian would be much better on its own, unsupported. Interesting. So, I'm kind of glad I didn't buy a Vanguard Sentinel. Another ship that is intended to be a direct competitor to the QI is a Drake Cutlass Blue, which has dedicated pods. Will it have bounty hunting pods or any other features that give it an advantage over the Blue? The QI is not designed for bounty hunting. When bounty hunting, you generally want to keep your target alive, which is why the QI, the Cutlass Blue, has pods. The Guardian is designed to keep enemies from escaping, but then to kill them instead of capturing. Examining is dampener locating connects this. So on the spine of the ship In the rear, it is not accessible from the inside. Okay. So, honestly, this is one of the better ships they've put out there. Lore Maker, community questions. Let's see if there's any new ones. UEE Advocacy, Redcon. Oh, they're an invasive species. Huh. Well, that explains a lot. Okay. Okay. So, let's see. Was the UE Advocacy retconned? The CitizenCon presentations showed a list for guilds for 1.0, but there was no mention about the advocacy. Was it retconned, or was it just not a complete list because of the limited screen availability? In the past, answer, there have definitely been discussions of whether you could work for the advocacy, but I'm not sure if it involved making them a guild. Anyways, teams really started to flesh it out. The dynamics between guilds and the factions they fall under, there was a decision to avoid having players work directly for the law enforcement entities that control the landing zones. Boo! I don't like that. Boo! You'll still be able to pick up jobs indirectly for advocacy via factions under the Mercenary Guild, but as an entity, they will remain objective. Even on the flip side, as an outlaw, they could know you're a criminal, but if you haven't committed any crimes, they'll leave you alone. Okay, fair enough. How does the Terra faction justify the system being so exposed to Vanduul attack? Question. The Vanduul can reach Terra with 3 jumps and pass through undefended systems. From Virgil, they can go to Nyx. From Nyx to Pyro, and from Pyro to straight Terra. How does the faction pushing for Terra to become the capital of the UE justify their choice of being so exposed to Vanduul attack? It's obvious that having your capital so easily available for a deadly enemy to strike, even from in raiding parties, would be incredibly unpopular, and is an obvious objection to the faction arguing Earth should remain the UE's capital. It's practically begging for a decapitating attack. This is a good question. Well, yes, it's also possible to reach Sol in 3 jumps from Caliban. An incursion would have to pass through Croshaw, a heavily fortified system, which would make an enormous difference in terms of defense, stability, and force protection. Yeah, this is true. Answer. Terra being 3 jumps from Vanduul space would be a lesser concern to those in the pro-Terra camp. For them, the greatest threat to the UE comes from within, like intense powers on Earth stymieing progress for their own self-interest preservation. This isn't surprising considering that the pro-Terra movement actually predates history's first encounter with the Vanduul in 2680 Prior to that, in 2638, Terran governor Asim Kyron brought the pro-Terra movement into the mainstay by proposing that the system secede from the UE. Following the fall of the Messers, the position evolved into moving the UE capital to Terra. This policy became a cornerstone of the traditionalist party thanks to the influence of Clement Redfield, who believed former Messer loyalists or a more pressing threat than the Vanduul. If the concern is raised to a supporter of Terra, they could argue, as you pointed out, that Sol is also 3 systems away from Vanduul's space. And if such an attack comes, wouldn't it be better to fight the Vanduul in an unclaimed system that's lightly populated and developed? Better to fight in Pyro or Nyx, where there would be less collateral damage and citizen deaths than Croshaw. Not sure how you feel about that, but okay, whatever. Okay, here's a good one. How did the Valacar migrate to Monox? Valacar have been stated as being on Leader 3. The Leader system was discovered in 2677, yet Valacar are on Monox. And Pyro, which was discovered in 2493. I was just wondering how the Valacar got to and adapted to Monox, Pyro 2, and Pyro. Presumably, they would have been brought there by someone after 2677, since the chances of co-evolution of the exact same creature, namely the exact same on worlds separated by both space and their human discovery timeline, seems remote and implausible. This is actually a pretty good argument against, Answer: Valacar are an invasive species on Monox. They are much smaller when they are young, and are thus fairly easy to transport from planet to planet. No one knows exactly how they got there. Some blame the smuggling trade, but at some point, enough got loose on Monox. They established a breeding population, and the rest was history. The last Galactopedia update mentioned that humans visited Luna in SEY 1969, which aligns with real life. Duh. Are all other events before the start of the star system in Squadron 42 the same as real life, or are there past events that happened differently? Is it safe to assume there was a Roman Empire, the fall of the USSR? How does the existence of other privatized space companies work in lore? Are they simply renamed, or did their existence get deleted before 2070? There had been discussions in the very early days of whether we wanted to establish a divergence in the historical timeline previous to present day in order to distance ourselves from seeming like we're making projections of how the future will be, as in if we had gone to Betamax instead of VHS. We would have jetpacks by now, but ultimately the decision was made to just stick with historical events for ease's sake, splinter our timeline in the future, and then chronicle our fictional progression as we did with the time capsules. Time capsules. What's this? Time capsules. Okay. To your final question, sticking with that approach in the modern world, I would assume there were probably a handful of privated space companies around, but the one that catapulted humanity into space is well established. RSI. Forgotten Kruger Intergalactic. I feel like Kruger is one of the forgotten brands. Their headquarters located in Castra, which was announced as one of the first 5. I'm wondering about the future intentions of the brand and what they'll be offering us. Will it be new ships, components, weapons? Answer: Kruger Intergalactic, being a lesser-known brand, feels fitting because their primary business is manufacturing custom parts for other companies. They've held extremely lucrative outsourcing contracts with Bering, RSI, and other manufacturers for centuries. Only recently did Kruger begin to make their own products, and they remain extremely selective about what products make it to bear the Kruger name. Currently, players would be familiar with their ships, the Merlin and the Archimedes, and ship weapons, Tiger Strike, and Qualler. Yet Kruger, like all other in-game companies, have more products on the market that just haven't made it into the game yet and exist within the fiction. Regarding what might make it into the game next from Kruger, narrative can't say. That decision ultimately falls to the dev team creating the assets with the intended function and guiding them to the right manufacturer. That said, we're excited to see what Kruger does next for ourselves. IP law. That's IP law. With the coming ability to acquire blueprints and create our own rip-off or improved versions of chips, weapons, and other goods, how does IP law work in the game? If I was on Crusader and spent $1 billion credits designing the Hercules, I think I'd be pretty unhappy to see an unaffiliated group with a base on Hurston that had assembled one out of low-quality materials. Even slapped our logo on it as though we stand behind their construction quality. But constructing items with established manufacturers requires some sort of license fee. Does Crusader have the ability to declare you a counterfeit and put a bounty on your head? Or does the UE not have formal laws for protecting such things? It's more of, if you successfully steal the plans, that's them problem. And they should have secured their facility data better. Answer: the commerce laws in the UEE have evolved in the 30th century to be relatively open and have severely limited copyright enforcement. Thank you, God. Part of this is that as fabrication technology got more advanced, companies were dealing with a flood of knockoff products that were watering down their own brand recognition. While illegal, it was extremely difficult to police. Yes! In an effort to combat this, it became more common for large manufacturers to offer official blueprints to help ensure that production products met their own base specifications. In this way, fabricated products are no longer seen as counterfeit, but as equivalent with versions made by the manufacturers. Though it should be understood that fabrication is not a completely free-for-all. These blueprints have heavy data protection on them to prevent widespread sharing. That means for most people that acquire blueprints by purchasing them, though some are fortunate enough to receive them as a gift, or even luckier, find an unbound copy, this means, though, for most people, they acquire them by purchasing them. Though some are fortunate enough to receive them as a gift, or even luckier, find an unbound copy. Additionally, some blueprints may be limited use or have locked production capabilities, limiting how frequently they can be used. Overall, though, most of the general population are content to purchase player items rather than attempt printing them for themselves. Sure, you can make a Whammer burger at home, but rather than having to source all the ingredients, it's easier to head down to the local chain and just buy it. Does cooking not exist in the 30th century? Obtaining all the resources is quite involved. Worth it for anyone who really wants to find control over the final product. For most civilians in the verse, buying direct from the manufacturer is an obvious choice. Argo Atlas acronym meaning. The name of it means, MOLE is multi-operator laser extractor, MPUV in multi-purpose utility vehicle, raft reinforced advanced freighter transport. So what does Atlas mean? Atlas stands for Assisted Transport and Loading System. Figuring out these Argo acronyms is always a fun exercise. Credit for this one goes to John Crew. What's the difference between Nix 1 and Monox? From the descriptions, Nyx 1 seems to be a very similar planet to Monox, Pyro. Nyx 1 and Monox. Oh! Nyx 1 seems to be a very similar planet to Monox. Ooh, somebody asked in this question whether correlates that were heavily mined shortly after their respective system discoveries and subsequently abandoned, which led to many of the former mining bases being taken over by gangs. But in what ways is Nyx 1 planned to be different from Monox, preferring a more greenish color of rock, as shown in the concept art image from the outline of 1.0? There's definitely going to be more info coming on what players can expect in Nyx as development continues on the system. Even though both Pyro and Nyx are independent systems beyond the UE borders, the hope is that each one will have their own unique feel, with Pyro showcasing life under outlaw rule and Nyx a more brutal life on the frontier. While we won't go into the specs on that right now, I did want to confirm that there will be incoming adjustments made to the existing available lore, like galactic guides. This will be the case for all future systems too, as they enter active development. Yes! This has been a much needed thing. Much of the lore as it exists now was crafted before the gameplay had a chance to be refined. As Rich Tyre explained in The Stars of My Destination, many of the planets in our system have been described as desolate and depleted to line at the time. However, our ability to populate significantly changed over time since then. While we will still have barren worlds to trek across, many of the planets will become richer and more memorable experiences for players to explore. A good example of this is the evolution of the planets in Pyro, indeed. Also, the star of Pyro. Pyro Prime, or the sun of Pyro, was originally an M-class star. Now it's a K-class flare star. Just a little thing I'd throw in there, folks. Presence of Imperator Edison. Will we get an updated model of her? Since the character creator has vastly improved since the campaign photos, I was wondering if the UE will be addressed sometime in the future by her with the updated model and using the improved VoIP system. Definitely. We were actually discussing plans earlier in the month to give Addison more of a presence in fiction, as her administration has been a little quiet of late. Where did the name from the Ponos boots come from? While playing with a friend, we quite by chance found boots named Ponos, which translates from Russian as diarrhea. So I want to note the appearance of the boots with the same name was originally planned, or is this some kind of joke by a Russian-speaking developer? To answer a peek behind the curtains, when items get a narrative pass, 2 or 3 potential names are pitched. Then narrative leads review and picks their favorite based on what feels right for the brand. In the case of the Ponos boots, the name was pitched because it's also ancient Greek for toil, labor, hardship. Felt like a fitting name considering they are rugged work boots to withstand whatever labors you put through. The Russian meaning was not intended, but very funny. Oh, jeez, that's funny. Oh my gosh, that's hilarious, chat. Yeah. There are very few things that make me laugh, but that sure did. Still can't believe the Polaris went up as much as it did. Holy crap. Yeah. It's expensive, but honestly, it's a good ship. All right. Anyways, I was catching up on stuff tonight. Oh, 2 days. Cool. Anyways. Whew, holy cow. Man. All right. All right. All right. Well, probably gonna get off here in a bit. Let's go to Star Citizen. I still can't believe we've arrived 6 days ago. Okay, videos. Let's see. Can anyone believe we've arrived at the door?
Build a I'm going to build a universe. It's a huge amount of work. I'm hoping that a lot of you want to be in this universe, because I do.
Right.
Once the systems and the server meshing is in place, that's the big development effort. Where we're going in the future, we're going to need a bigger universe that you can just escape into.
It's only taken us 5 years. But we're here, chat. No more waiting. It's arrived. We're at the gates. That poor guy. Yep. And now here we are on the gates, folks. Finally here. We're here. It only took a while. Yeah. It took a while, but man, I can't wait to see what the first stuff of the year looks like. Either way, it's going to be a fun ride going forward. Yep. Alright. It's hot. Huh. That's strange. Yeah. Let's see here. All right. Well. It's hot in here. Man. Okay. Yep. I don't see anything. Well, okay. Golly, it's hot. Oh, 07, what's going on? The infamous black screen. Oh, it's terrible. 07, my friend. How'd your holiday treat you? It's been a while. Hold on just a minute. Trying to find something. Well, crap. When did I stream about a week ago? I don't know. Yeah, it's gone okay. I'm just missing my brother. He died last month, so it's been rough. Been rough around here, you know? We barely even celebrated Christmas. Oh! Hey, hang on. Now I want to show everyone something. Before I forget. Space Tomato posted this 2 days ago. Did you know? It exactly 7 years ago, chat. 7 years ago. Yeah, thank you for that. Exactly 7 years ago, 3.0 was released. It was a mess. Sub 10 frames per second for most people until November. That was rough. 7 years later, here we are. 4.0 has been better. Still plenty of problems. Regardless, the project continues forward. Optimization and playability are supposedly a big goal for 2025. Let's see how things go. See you in another 7. God, I hope not. Yeah. I'm going to write my comment. And yeah, it's hard to believe it's been so long. What was it? Yeah, 3.7. So I started in about 3.8 or 3.7 late. And I count myself lucky because I luckily missed the dark times before. This is how some old people describe it. The dark, it's a Star Wars reference. The dark times before 2.0, before 3.0. Yeah, it is super crazy. This is super insane. It's been so long. Oh, look at this guy. He didn't even bother responding. This dude didn't even bother responding. I love these goblins who said, still a scam game. Dude, I'm gonna raise him a better scam game. You know what that is? The day before. Yeah, normally I don't taunt idiots, but this dude is just, yeah. I love these people that don't even bother looking up. Here, let me show you an actual scam. The day before. And a lot of this is on Wikipedia. I haven't been able to play yet, so I'm probably gonna wait. Okay. There's a lot of information. Yeah, the day before bit, it was a scam. They tried to prevent people from refunding and stuff. This was heavily covered by several YouTubers. So of course, this Wikipedia will not cover that debacle. You know. So I love how people pretend like Star Citizen is a, you know. I don't know. Normally I ignore idiots. It's just, it's kind of hard to when people act bona fidely stupid. And the fact that Wikipedia is trying to cover for a freaking day before is just goofy. You know? A lot of people who actually went out, played something, and got cheated are suddenly lying about something, you know? It's just absurd to me. Know what I mean, Teach? Oh, a random echo again? Let me see what's going on here. Random echo. Maybe I didn't mute it somewhere. Let me see. Okay. Huh. Random echo. Let me double check my sound. Maybe this is picking up on it? No, it shouldn't be. Camera. Why would I not? Okay. Odd. Whew. Damn it. What? Is this muted? Okay. Yeti. Interesting. I'm not seeing it. It might be from something else. I don't know. I've been looking for the source of it for a while, but I've not been able to pinpoint it. Let's see. Let's see. Properties. Yeah, it's only showing my Yeti microphone on this. That's really odd. That is really, really odd. Interesting. Oops. Let me see. Limiter. Release. That should be a bit better. Noise suppressor, noise gate. Okay. How's that? I made my release a lot quicker. Any better? Thank you for mentioning that, by the way. That's appreciated, that's for sure. Maybe I'm not seeing something? Odd. All right, let's. Might have to have a friend do audio check with me if I get a chance. Probably not going to be tonight, but it will be here in a couple of days, I hope. I don't know what to do about it. It's going to be a few days. Yeah. Oh, that's what I was going to do. Stars. I can't spell anything. This is still one of my favorite fan things of all time. I have a fan put this together for I love this commercial.
Our engineers were so preoccupied with whether they could, they didn't stop to think if they should. Introducing the Drake Leviathan.
Still the funniest dang thing they've ever put out. I love this commercial.
Packing 2.4 times 10 to the power of 32 watts of punch. The Drake Leviathan is the overkill your wallet has been waiting for. It's time to atomize the enemy. The horse they rode in on. And the planet they were born on.
Still the funniest thing ever they put out.
Leave it to us to open Pandora's box. We built something Douglas Adams couldn't think of if you fed him hot brownies. A spaceship so big, the space station's dock with you. Pirates, you can say goodbye to pirates. Nobody's going to rob something with its own gravitational pull. Cargo, you're carrying enough SCU to crash the stock market.
Who will you sell it all to? We don't know.
With 17 quadrillion cubic meters of spaceship to get drunk and lost in, you might forget where the bathroom is. But your 1.5 million crew will all be running to it after they see what the captain and his big red button can do. Why pick on someone your own size? You're piloting a moon with a gun in it. Every ship in the galaxy is your bitch now. Drake Interplanetary. Size matters.
Still the funniest dang commercial, period, any Star Citizen community has put out. Yeah. Beautiful and brilliant. And straight to the punch and point. Yeah. I mean, I gotta admit, I'm impressed, guys. Yeah. Whoever made that is a awesome person. Because, man, whoo, that was awesome. Not sure if we have any Sonic the Hedgehog fans. I don't know if I'm going to be able to play the old game music version. But, yeah. That song's in the new movie, folks. Just so you're aware. This movie, Live and Learn, is a canon song in the Sonicverse. So that's the only spoiler you're getting from me. Period. And that's it. Okay. What am I looking for? Damn it. Okay. That is still a funny commercial. Even a couple of years later after they produced it. Unfortunately, it doesn't seem the lawyers of CIG or whoever marked it down didn't think it was very funny. So unfortunately, they erased it from the internet. But as we all know, folks, the internet is forever. So yeah, good luck with that. You're never going to get rid of stuff like that. It's kind of a moot point, you know, at that point. All right. My back is hurting. All right. What was I going to look? I don't even remember what it's going to look up. Damn it. Oh. Yeah, my holiday's been pretty good. For the most part. Just trying to figure out something there. Where is... Huh. Yeah. Okay. So. Right. I'm just going to relax for a bit tonight. Right. Man, I'm just nuclear tired, guys. My family member that lives with me right now, they are currently out of the house. They're in Branson, actually, on vacation. My family who lives here with me, they're not here right now. I wish I could have gone to Branson, but yeah, not exactly my scene, but okay. Right? Branson gets expensive. Yeah, it does. All right. Susan Analyticals. Oh, there ain't nobody around. 19 views. Jesus. That's it? Jeez. Yeah. Right. That's okay. Huh. Oh my gosh. Ooh. Maybe I missed something. It's not on here. Well, shoot. Organizers. Analysis. Nope. Okay, that's super odd. I don't see anybody around. I wonder if anyone's covered the newer minerals and items and lore. Let's find out. I want to see. Now my shoulder. Ouch. Oh. Okay. Let's see what we're missing here. Tritium. Magnesium. Cobalt. Excellent. This mineral was harvested from worlds with no natural magnetic core. Diamond, corundum, bexolite, beryl, hephaestus, galenite, bright yellow gem, gemellite. I have never seen gemellite at all. Laurenite. Laranite. non-metal spores. Steel. Huh. I don't think they've updated this. No. They haven't updated that in a long, long time, it looks like. Nope. Right. Okay. Huh. Whatever. That's okay. Right. Anyways, chat, here in a bit, I'm probably gonna have to get off here, eat, and go to sleep. Try to work on my. I got somebody to check in with on the phone tonight, so yeah. Wish I could hang around, but yeah. It's unfortunate, but yeah. I hate it too. Ouch. Okay. Yeah. Plus yours. Wow. Really? That's sad. Oh well. That's terrible. I know. Haha. Odd. Yeah. That's weird. Okay. Ouch. Right. It is super dead tonight, huh? Right. All right. Well, there we go. All right. Right. All right. So, yeah, I'm gonna call it a night, folks. This is just me trying to get back in the groove of things. We're gonna have some technical data. Let's see who's online on a stream. Let's see who's up. Huh? Really, Paul's not online? That's kind of odd. Okay. Cobra. Reading Cobra. Here we go. Read Paul Shelley. I'm going to bid you guys good night. Catch you all on the flip side. See you all later. 07.